soft projects for fiscal year 2026. Official email address for submission of regular BIP. appropriationscommittee.committee@house.gov.ph. 150M infra for district rep, 160M infra for party list rep, 30M soft for district and party list rep. Please email in Excel file and with attached e-signature. And on the right are the forms that are filled up. To a normal person, this is totally expected that people insert projects into the NEP. But as I played a while ago, the claim is that hindi nagsasubmit ang congressman sa NEP. Kaya gusto ko lang pong linawin, hindi ako sinungaling. Ang magsasabi na ang congressman ay hindi nag-i-insert ng project sa NEP pa lang bago pa ang GAB ang nagsisinungaling. Aminin na natin ang widely documented fact na bawat congressman ay pwedeng mag-insert ng 150 million pesos sa NEP. Ito po ay ibinibigay natin sa June at kasama sa lumalabas na NEP sa July. Ako po mismo ay nag-submit. Lumabas ang mga multipurpose buildings na para sa mga eskwelahan sa aking distrito. Ang mga ibang congressman, for example na party list, ay nagsusulat. Minsan hindi nagsusulat, pero nagsasubmit. At sa sarili kong distrito, meron din mga projects na lumabas sa NEP na in-insert ng ibang mga party list. Kasi ang mga party list minsan nga ay nagsusulat. Kaya alam kong tunay na ginawa ito, hindi lang sa iilan sa amin, kung hindi pati sa mga party list, kasi may mga party list din na nagsulat sa akin na ito po ang sinabit namin sa DPWH in June at yun ay lumabas at nasa NEP ng unang distrito ng Batangas. At base dito, pwede nating sabihin may at least 150 million pesos DPWH budget insertion para sa bawat congressman. At hindi lang po para sa mga district representatives. Not saying that hindi po dapat ito. Gusto ko lang pong linawin ang facts. Every party list representative can submit projects into the NEP. There are some maybe that don't. And if I'm not mistaken, if you're not part of the party list coalition, maybe you're not given because the allocations are submitted to the parties and it's the parties that submit them to the DPWH for the preparation of the NEP. But because may isang kasamahan ko sa Kongreso na nagsabi na nagsinungaling ako at may iba pang mga nagsabi na hindi sa GAB naman lumalabas, hindi sa NEP. I just want to set the record straight. According to this, hindi lang 150. Dagdag pala para sa party list. May 160 million pesos infra for party list rep na pwedeng ipasok sa DPWH NEP. May 160 million pesos infra per party list representative na pwedeng ipasok sa DPWH NEP. Does anyone have questions about this? Now, the relevance of this is, again, I would like to give credit to Congressman Toby Chanco for calling on the House to reveal the projects proposed by party list representatives. Again, there's nothing wrong with allowing party list representatives to propose projects, but why are we hiding them? And while we're at it, even the district representatives, because we know there's a 400 billion allocable budget out of the 1 trillion 2025 DPWH budget. And it's good to know what of that 1 trillion is from the district representative, what is from other proponents. And what the DPWH has said is they don't know who are some of the proponents. If I can play this video.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Nakatingin po sa atin ang mga kasama natin sa majority, no? Kaya last na po ito, promise. Okay. Ano po ba? Ito ang tanong ngayon. No, wala pong line item, lump sum ang unprogrammed appropriations. There was 61 billion in 2023 and 153 billion in 2024. No? Paano, ano po ang proseso na para mapondohan yung ang infrastructure projects from unprogrammed appropriations?
Well, coming from the district, magsasubmit yung mga district engineering offices at saka regional offices ng mga request for funding under unprogrammed.
Okay.
I-vet vetted ito ng planning service ng Department of Public Works and Highways, and then it will be submitted to DBM. DBM for the release of fund. Pero halos hindi lahat ng requested nilang or submitted nilang listing ay mapunduhan. It will depend upon the availability of course of fund.
Okay. Ayon po sa tama po ba ang gumagabay po sa availment of unprogrammed appropriations ay yun po mismong special provisions ng unprogrammed appropriations sa GAA. Tama po. So ang sinusunod po natin dito, release of funds, availment of the unprogrammed appropriations. Release of funds shall be subject to the submission of a special budget request. So, sino po ang nagsasubmit ng special budget request?
Ang Department of Public Works and Highways po ang mag-submit ng special budget request.
So, yung secretary po ng DPWH.
Yes, yung secretary ng...
So, kaya po, kanina sabi nyo, hindi alam ng DPWH kung ano yung mga proyekto sa unprogrammed. Eh, alam po kasi ng...
Oh, wait, sorry. My apologies, I stay at 105. Very useful din yung exchange na yun.
Tanong po sa ating sponsor ay sa inyong sistema ng tracking,
Ito po.
alam nyo ba kung sino ang proponent? No? At maaari bang isama ito sa transparency? No?
I second the motion of Congressman Antonio Tino. Question, alam nyo ba kung sino ang proponent at maaari ba itong isama sa sistema ng transparency?
Talaga malinaw at wala nang intriga. Kung ikaw ay nag-insert man, ikaw ang proponent, malinaw ang ownership, kumbaga, or accountability dun sa proyekto na yon.
Definitely hindi alam, Madam Speaker, ng DPWH dahil after NEP na ho yan. So,
Definitely hindi alam ng DPWH sino ang proponent kasi after NEP na lang ang mga proponent. Definitely hindi alam ng DPWH.
dahil tapos na ang NEP, ang alam lang nilang mga projects ay yung nakasaad sa NEP. Kasi sila ang gumawa ng NEP.
Sila ang gumawa ng
Hindi
NEP.
po yata tama yung sagot na yon. Kasi po ngayon, last na po dahil nakatingin na po sa atin ang mga kasama natin sa majority, no? Kaya last na po ito, promise. Okay. Ano po ba itong tanong ngayon? No, wala pong line item, lump sum ang unprogrammed appropriations. There was 61 billion in 2023 and 153 billion in 2024. No? Paano, ano po ang proseso na para mapondohan yung
Sorry, so that was already on the unprogrammed appropriations. But the key point from Antonio Tino's interpellation of the DPWH budget is he asked, alam ba ng DPWH ang mga proponents? Ang sagot, hindi kasi sagab lang yung proponent, wala sa NEP. So there's two falsehoods there, na yung proponent lang ay nasagab at wala daw sa NEP, and pangalawa, na hindi nila alam. I'm sorry that the public is impatiently waiting for more informations to be released on the proponents in the NEP, but I want to give the DPWH and USEC Claire Castro the chance to set the record straight before I prove that they have been lying. For them to say that there are no proponents in the NEP and they don't know who are the proponents in the NEP is a lie. I'm saying that on the record. And I don't want the 2026 budget to be ratified without setting the record straight that there are budget insertions in the NEP and that the DPWH knows who are the proponents, and if they don't want to release the proponents, they should explain why. And one data point is the list of Yusek Cabral, but the other data point is this group chat, and there are similar communications like this across the House of Representatives where 150M infra for district rep and 160M infra for party list rep is submitted. And lumalabas ang mga proposals na ito hindi sa GAB kung hindi sa NEP. At kung may ganitong datos ang House at ang DPWH, bakit hindi inilalabas kung ano yung 150 ng bawat miyembro? Ako yung 150 ko, ilalabas ko. In fact, itapost ko naman sa Facebook lahat ng amendment ko para sa mga classroom, multipurpose building, pati water system. Na ito po ang pangangailangan ng aking mga kadistrito. Ang gusto nga nila, mga proyektong ito, kaya binawasan ko pa ang roads, pati yung presyo ng mga roads sa aking distrito para madagdagan ang classroom and multipurpose building budget para sa aking distrito. Hindi ko tinatago. At may dokumento sa House na itong mga classrooms at multipurpose buildings ang aking request. Ang House, pati ang DPWH ay may datos sa request ng bawat isa at kung ano man ang lumalabas sa NEP na nanggaling sa kanila. Kaya ang punto ko lang po, wag natin i-deny na may mga projects sa NEP na sinubmit ng mga congressman at kung itinatago natin, sana ipaliwanag bakit natin itinatago. Kasi karamihan naman ng mga proposals sa 150 or 160 na ito ay ginagamit sa mga magagandang, let's say, barangay requests. Yung mga maliliit kasi na barangay projects, yung mga hindi madaling pagkakitaan, kumpara sa mga 150 million peso road or flood control project. Pero, ang isiniwalat ko po ay ang Bicol Saro Party List sa 2025 ay may insertion sa NEP na 275 million, total 150 million peso road project sa Pamplona at Pasacao, Camarines Sur na parehong na-award sa Bicol Gold Rock at 2% of the approved budget for contract na ang kumpanyang yun ay siya din ang contractor sa mahigit 40 billion pesos in projects in Bicol. And also happens to be the top contractor in my district. Halimbawa lang po yun. Pero gusto kong malaman ng publiko sana ano yung 150M na sinabit ng bawat miyembro ng Kongreso. Kung gusto ng DPWH maging transparent tayo sa 2026 budget, ilabas lang nila. Tama, wag yung cherry pick. Ilabas na lang yung sinabit ng mga projects ng bawat miyembro. They have this data, they can submit it today. If they do not submit it today, I would like them to at least confirm that the statements that there is no such data and there are no such submissions is a lie. And I'm sorry if there are other members of Congress who don't want this disclosed, but there is 150 million at least for every member of Congress if they wish to submit. Others maybe don't because they're not in a party or they don't even want to submit. But there is this allocation for every member of Congress. Now, on the subject of allocations for every member of Congress, I would like also to put on the record that there are systems of allocables outside the DPWH, that there are allocables in maybe every agency of government, depending on the efforts of the member of Congress or of government. And some of this is inserted in the NEP. You can see here, there's 30M soft for district and party list rep. Yan po ay MAIP and AIX, tupad, at iba pa. Ako po ay nag-request din ng AIX at MAIP para sa aking distrito. Kasi may mga ganitong alokasyon, kawawa naman ang mga kadistrito natin kung hindi natin ginagamit. Pero, ang hinihiling ko, huwag nating itago na may ganitong sistema of hard and soft pork per congressman. At bilang congressman, gusto kong malaman magkano ang alokasyon ng bawat isa. Kasi if I can then transition to outside DPWH, ang isiniwalat po natin, meron 401 billion peso taon-taong allocable DPWH budget ng mga district congressman. Kung may 401 billion peso DPWH allocable, meron maaaring halos ganyang kalaki din na allocable sa iba-ibang mga ahensya ng gobyerno. At some of this is in the NEP. Meron ditong 30 million peso soft. Sa NEP ito pumasok. Pero meron din lumalabas sa GAB. And the second thing I would like to introduce today is that the allocations in the GAB are given during the budget process. And I'm sorry to share this. Can you see my PowerPoint slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Paumanhin po sa aking mga kasamahan sa Kongreso. Pero let me just narrate the following facts which I can also submit in a sworn affidavit. On September 30, I received this Viber message. Good morning po, VC Leandro Leviste. This is Attorney Jolina from the office of Chair Mika Swansing. May I call po? So may topic na ayaw niyang isulat. And in this phone call that we had, she said, can we meet in the lounge? So that day, I met Attorney Jolina in the lounge. And she showed me this file in the bottom. This file in the bottom was printed out, and it says here DOH MAIP, DOLE TUPAD, GIP, DSWD AIX, DAFMR, others, DA, DepEd, NIA, other soft, and DPWH, with the amounts, and it totals 151 million pesos. And the most important thing, I think, is the manner in which this was presented to me, that it was not put in writing what the purpose for the meeting was, and that I was asked to discuss this highly confidential matter in the lounge, and the following thing that Attorney Jolina told me that I can put in a sworn affidavit. She said, Kong, this is your incentive. I would like to know why she said, this is your incentive. This was when the 2026 budget was being finalized. Sorry, hindi pala naka-project yung PowerPoint. Okay. Sorry, if I can reread this. Here's the Viber of Attorney Jolina. September 30, 2025. Good morning po, VC Leandro Leviste. This is Attorney Jolina from the office of Chair Mika Swansing. May I call po? And she said, can we meet in the lounge? And didn't say precisely for what. And she showed me this printout listing MAIP, TUPAD, AIX, FMR, DA, DepEd, NIA, other soft DPWH, totaling 151 million pesos, with a form on the right side of what I wanted to avail of. And she said, this is your incentive. So again, I want to ask, what did she mean by this is your incentive? And why is this being given to members of Congress right before the October approval of the 2026 budget? Is it my incentive to vote for the budget? Because the assistance for my constituents is conditional on my approving the budget in toto? And out of transparency, I want to know how this is being allocated. And what is the incentive of every member of Congress? Because, please excuse that a lot of information circulates in the House, but on the top right is the incentive of another member of Congress, 250 million. And you can see the MAIP, TUPAD, AIX, FMR, others, and DPWH. And maybe there are others that have bigger amounts. I'm not complaining that our amounts differ. But I think the public deserves to know what is the system of incentives. Now, I'll say the reason why the message to me was sent was VC Leandro Leviste. This is my incentive also, given my position as a vice chair of APRO. By the way, there are other benefits being given to vice chairs of APRO. And there are other incentives being given to people who are maybe a senior member of Congress. Among the vice chairs of APRO, it's not all the same incentive. And because this is public money, I want to know what is the total allocation of every member of Congress for MAIP, TUPAD, AIX, FMR, classrooms, and other allocables. Before, there was no discussion on the allocables in the DPWH budget. Now, there is. But there should also be disclosure on the allocation of MAIP, TUPAD, AIX, FMR. There's even a new presidential assistance for farmers and fisherfolk where 10 billion pesos will be given for around 1.4 million farmers at 7,000 pesos each. I want to know how much of that's going to be allocated to each district. And is it based on need? Or is it based on what Attorney Jolina told me, as I will put in a sworn statement, that this is my incentive? Secondly, there are other incentives given to members of Congress that coincide with the approval of the budget on second reading and third reading in October. and the approval of the BICAM ratification coinciding also with Christmas. But I wanted to discuss a much more financially significant figure that deserves to be disclosed to the Filipino people before the approval of the 2026 budget. The House of Representatives increased the internal budget of the House of Representatives from 17.7 billion pesos to 27.7 billion pesos, an approximately 10 billion peso increase, slightly less. And I will post, of course, the exact figures also after this. I'm not saying that the House of Representatives' budget, from the NEP to the GAB, should not be increased by almost 10 billion pesos. But this is the important point. There was no debate on the increase of 10 billion pesos by the House of its own budget. So therein are two issues. The first is there is no public disclosure of why it is being increased and no details on where the increase will go. And the second point is simply logical. You're increasing your own budget. There is an inherent conflict of interest. When you are increasing your own budget, there is an inherent conflict of interest. That should not be a controversial thing for me to point out. All the more, there should be public disclosure on where it will go, and there should be an even higher burden of proof that this almost 10 billion peso increase is needed. Who will be the check and balance if we are approving and increasing our own budget? We're not even approving what the executive submitted in the NEP. We are increasing it. So it's one thing if there was a NEP submission that is approved without debate, but we increased the budget with no announcement that this was being increased and no debate on the floor. Other agencies with smaller amounts need to go through debate. This was not debated. It was just increased. Why was there an increase of 10 billion pesos with no debate? That collect my office budget, I'm referring to my MOOE because I have reservations with the MOOE of the House in general that I will save for another time. But I will just leave that question for the public to ask Congress to explain. I think the public wants to know. Itinaas ng Kongreso ang sariling budget ng 10 billion pesos, katumbas ng 31 million pesos kada congressman na walang debate. Saan napupunta ang 31 million pesos per congressman budget increase ng House sa 2026 budget? Sana bago maaprubahan ang 2026 budget, magbibigay ang Kongreso ng paliwanag. Una, saan mapupunta ang 10 billion pesos na katumbas ng 31 million pesos kada congressman? At bakit hindi ito pa ipinaliwanag sa taong bayan? And I can say this because I have not collected my MOOE. And I wish that other members of Congress will also express this point that it should at least be discussed. Even if they collect their own MOOE, they should be free to question it. But I mentioned this at the same breath that I talk about my experience being shown a piece of paper by Attorney Jolina of my incentive a week before budget approval. Because I'm sorry to draw the conclusion, but maybe the 31 million peso increase per congressman is part of the incentive to approve the budget. And now, another time we'll discuss our findings of where it goes. So to end this then, and to connect it back to our theme for today, which is allocables, there's 400 billion pesos of DPWH allocables. There's, as we can see here, also a lot of non-DPWH allocables. This is all public funds, and I want to know how much is the allocable of every member of Congress and for every government agency to practice the same level of transparency that Secretary Vince has been pushing for in the DPWH by disclosing the allocation per district of MAIP, TUPAD, AIX, Farm to Market Roads, classrooms. I am not a hypocrite. I admit that to serve my district, we're trying to get as much budget as we can for each of these things, especially classrooms. And I'm being transparent about this kasi wala akong itinatago. Kasi para sa mga mamamayan po na lang naman ng aking distrito ito at hindi para sa akin. Kaya kung hindi tayo transparent, kung hanggang ngayon, hindi ito inaamin na may ganitong sistema ng allocable, hindi lang sa DPWH, kung hindi pati sa ibang mga ahensya ng gobyerno, bakit natin ito ititago? At bakit pa natin sinasabi na wala? Hindi lang no comment, nagsisinungaling pa tayo. Kaya sana po, magdalawang isip na, kahit sino man sa gobyerno na magsasabi sa akin na ako ay sinungaling, hindi po ako sinungaling. Ang nagsasabi na ang mga congressman ay hindi binibigyan ng 150 million pesos plus insertion sa DPWH budget sa NEP pa lang ang nagsisinungaling. Ang nagsasabi na walang ganitong sistema ng mga allocables sa DOH, DOLE, DSWD, DA, DepEd at NIA ang nagsisinungaling. At kung tayo po ay tunay na transparent sa taong bayan, bago ang approval ng 2026 budget, sana maipaliwanag ng Kongreso bakit itinaas ang sariling budget ng almost 10 billion pesos o 31 million pesos per congressman na walang paliwanag kung saan ito mapupunta. Any questions?
Sir, sir, good afternoon po. Liana Escapanti, GMA News Online po.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Just to put it on record, ano po ba yung tamang paraan to, advocate for the projects and allocations na kailangan po ng inyong ng distrito, ng mga constituency, ng mga members of Congress and even members of the Senate. As I take it, familiarity rin siguro over the years, tama po ba? The right way to propose for your constituents is to wait for the submission of the NEP. 'Di ba? Dapat mag-antay munang masubmit yung NEP and then members of the House can, propose there na ito dapat may ganitong allocation yung aking district for this purpose like classrooms or MAIF or TUPAD. Would that be correct, sir? Na dapat mag-antay muna ng NEP submission, hindi ahead of the NEP ang pag-submit nyo ng mga proposal. Tama po ba?
Yes, I am not questioning the outcome. I'm questioning the process. That one word, transparency. Bakit natin ititago magkano ang allocable natin sa DPWH? At bakit natin ititago magkano ang allocable natin sa DOH, DSWD, DOLE, DA, DepEd? Ang actually personal opinion ko, mabuti nga na ang mga mambabatas ay may input sa DPWH kasi mababa man ang tiwala ng iba nating mga kababayan sa Kongreso, mas mababa naman ayon sa surveys ang tiwala ng taong bayan sa DPWH. Kaya delikado nga kung ipaubayan natin na lang sa mga district engineers ang paggawa ng DPWH budget. So I'm not actually saying hindi dapat makialam ang mga congressman sa net preparation. Dapat para hindi maaaring pagkitaan ito. At least may check and balance.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Pero to get to my point, what I'm calling for is transparency on the allocable budget for the DPWH per district and every other government agency. And that this can be done immediately before the approval next Monday of the 2026 budget. Every government agency can release the allocable budget. I'm asking the DOH to release the allocable budget per district of MAIP. I'm asking the DSWD to release the allocable budget per district of AIX. I am asking the DepEd to release the allocable budget per district of classrooms. I am asking the NIA and the DA to release the allocable budget per district of FMRs and even the newly created Presidential Assistance for Farmers and Fisher Folks. And this is not simply for information, because when there's transparency, we can ensure that there's less corruption and less abuse of the allocation of budgets in exchange for financial consideration. Because it has been much reported that there is similar anomalies in not least the farm-to-market roads of the DA. So we have already disclosed the allocable budgets of every district in the DPWH. I am kindly asking the Department of Agriculture to release the allocable budgets or the assigned budgets of every district in the country for farm-to-market roads. The list of FMRs for 2026 has already been enumerated, and I would like to ask that before the budget is approved on Monday, we can see how much the budget of every district is in FMRs. And lastly, I would like to ask the House of Representatives to explain why did it increase its own budget by almost 10 billion pesos or almost 31 million pesos per congressman, and where the almost 8 billion peso increase in MOOE will go, not only as lump sums, but per congressman. How much will every congressman get out of the almost 8 billion pesos increase in MOOE?
Thank you po, sir. That's all from my end po. Thank you po.
Okay, so I think we've already covered a lot, but there's more to cover in the next days leading up to the ratification of the BICAM. But again, I would like to thank Secretary Vince for sharing with me the files that I uploaded on Facebook. And I would like to repeat that Yusek Claire Castro will make a fool of herself when Secretary Vince and many others will confirm the authenticity of the files that I uploaded. And I would like to dispute the claims of Congressman Redon na ako ay sinungaling dahil si Congressman Redon ang sinungaling. Dahil ang sinabi ko, ang Bicol Saro Party List ay may insertion. At yan po ay well proven. At I will upload the relevant documents as well. And ngayon naman, sa 2026 budget, lahat ng congressman ay may chance to submit their own 150M annual DPWH NEP insertion. Not all avail, but all can submit. And these have come out in the DPWH budget. Hindi po ako nagsisinungaling. Ang mga nagsasabi na ang congressman ay walang insertion sa NEP ng DPWH na 150 million pesos ang sinungaling. At lastly, sorry if you'll indulge me kasi tumagal na naman din po tayo. I'll just play for the record what I told two interviewers.
May isa akong kasamahan na
One moment.
nanawagan na ako ang maglabas.
Opo.
Pwede ko ilabas sa inyong show ang insertions niya.
Sige po. Sino po ba yung nagre-request na, na ilabas yung listahan?
Ito po si Bicol Saro Party List Representative Terry Redon.
Aha. Sige po, go ahead po. Meron po ba siyang insertion?
Opo, kasi ang mga party list ay may tig 150 million pesos na insertion
Opo.
taon-taon sa DPWH budget.
Mm-mm.
At sa kadalasan, para sa mga barangay requested projects tulad ng mga multipurpose buildings o kung ano ang mga nakikita ko na insertion ng mga party list.
Mm-mm.
Pero nakasulat dito ng Bicol Saro Party List ay 150 million pesos construction of road sa Pamplona at Pasacao, Camarines Sur.
Mm-mm.
At ang contractor na gumagawa ng 150 million pesos roads na ito ay si Bicol Gold Rock na nagkataon ang contractor din ng karamihan ng mga ganitong klaseng mga road projects sa lugar na yon sa Camarines Sur.
Mm-mm.
Kaya sinasabi ko lang din po ito para may sample si Congressman Redon
Mm-mm.
ng listahan ito dahil ang punto ko ay bawat isa sa mga representante sa Kongreso ay may insertion na nakasulat po doon ang proponent at pwede ni Congressman Redon i-check ang files ng kanilang party list at maaari niyang i-confirma na ito nga ang insertion ng Bicol Saro Party List.
Ito ang insertion ng Bicol Saro Party List. Maaari ni Congressman Redon i-check sa kanyang party list. Ito ang insertion ng Bicol Saro Party List. I did not say ito ang insertion ni Congressman Terry Redon. Ang sinabi ko, insertion niya, and then I explained, isinumite ng kanyang party list dahil siya naman ay miyembro ng kanyang party list nung 2024 pa. And I'm sorry, but in another time, I will have to explain, maaari na ang campaign funds pala ng mga politiko ay nanggagaling sa kanilang mga insertions. Kaya pala, lumalaki ang DPWH budget pag election dahil nagkataon at the same time, kailangan din ng mga politiko ng campaign fund. Kaya, sino ang nakinabang sa 150 million peso road insertion ng Bicol Saro Party List sa 2025 budget? Walang iba kung hindi si Congressman Terry Redon. At meron bang insertion muli ang Bicol Saro Party List ni Congressman Terry Redon sa 2026 budget? Opo, at dahil sa kanyang mga pahayag, binahagi ko na din ngayon na lahat pala ng mga congressman, pati mga party list ay maaaring mag-submit ng 150 million peso insertion sa DPWH NEP. Paumanhin sa aking mga kasamahan, ito po ay aking ibinunyag dahil sa mga pahayag ni Congressman Terry Redon. Ang sinabi ko, ang Bicol Saro ay may party list insertion sa 2025 DPWH NEP. But on that note, meron din sa 2026 NEP. Ang lahat may chance to submit. And on that note, ang mga nakikinabang dito, ang mga tumatakbo dahil, well, let's say, kahit na wala namang anomalya, napapakinabangan nila kasi pwede nilang ipagmalaki sa mga bayan na yon na meron silang ibinababang pondo na mapapakinabangan ng taong bayan. Kaya sila ibinaboto dahil sa magandang balita na may road project sa kanilang mga distrito. Pero ang bagong halal na party list rep ay din nakinabang sa insertion sa 2025. Pero ang sinabi ko ay ang party list ang may insertion. Pero sa 2026, meron din chance lahat na mag-submit ng insertions. At hinihiling ko na isa publiko ng bawat isa ang kanilang mga insertions. At mas mabuti pa kung ang DPWH at ang Kongreso ay magsapubliko ng insertions ng lahat na contrary to what was said in the budget hearings over here, hindi naman sa wala silang datos. Ngayong araw na to, pwedeng ilabas ng Kongreso ang isinumite ng bawat isa.
Pero, sir, pwede ba akong magbigay ng isang pangalan?
Lastly po ito.
Go ahead.
Maliban sa yung nabanggit ko last time on your show about Congressman Edwin Garjola na may over 20 billion projects dito, over the weekend kasi may isa akong kasamahan sa Kongreso na nagsabi, bakit hindi lang ni Leandro sa publiko ang listahan? Ang sagot dyan na banggit ko na kanina, pero yung isa is, ayaw ko naman na magalit sa akin yung buong Kongreso. Pero dahil siya ay nanawagan na isa publiko ko, pwede kong banggitin ang insertions niya. Ito po ay si Bicol Saro Party List Representative Terry Redon. Si Bicol Saro Party List po ay may 150 million pesos road project insertion sa Pamplona at Pasacao, Camarines Sur. Ito pong dalawang line items, 75 million pesos each, were awarded to the same company, Bicol Gold Rock, at a winning price of 73.5 million pesos, which is 2% below the approved budget. And this same company, Bicol Gold Rock, has cornered the majority of projects like this in this area. Kaya just to give that one little example, kasi nanawagan naman si Kong Redon na ilabas ang listahan, pwede niyang i-check kung tunay ba na ang Bicol Saro Party List ay nag-submit ng 150 million pesos road project sa Camsur, at pwede nating tingnan kung may kaugnayan ang Bicol Saro Party List sa Bicol Gold Rock na contractor.
Okay, but I'd like to...
So, even before Ginoong Ted Filon clarified that Congressman Terry Redon was not a member of the 20th Congress, ang sinabi ko, pwede nga ni Congressman Terry Redon i-check na ang kanyang party list, ang Bicol Saro, ay may isinubmit na insertion sa 2025 budget. At yun po, aking claim ay ang 150 million pesos road projects sa Pamplona at Pasacao. Pero ako po ay nagpapasalamat din kay Congressman Redon. Actually, tuwang-tuwa ako na na-bring up niya ang topic na ito. Kasi dahil dito, nalaman na rin ng publiko, hindi lang ang Bicol Saro at hindi lang si Congressman Terry Redon ay may 150 million peso insertion sa DPWH budget. Lahat ng congressman ay pwedeng mag-submit ng kanilang 150 million peso insertion na lumalabas sa DPWH NEP na sinasabi ng DPWH ay nanggagaling sa DPWH na nung tinanong sa budget hearing ay itinanggi na nanggagaling sa mga politiko, at yun po ay hindi totoo. Ang katotohanan, may 150 million kada congressman, 160 million peso nga kada party list na maaaring ipasok sa DPWH National Expenditure Program. Panghuli, if I can just add, I would like to end by bringing it back to the original topic of why I am only saying this after the death of Yusek Cabral. Even now, I'm looking at some of the comments. There are some media that said that I explained that I said it only after the death because of so-and-so reasons. I kindly ask the media not to post inaccuracies that I'm only saying this after the death of Yusek Cabral. First, as I said, I got the documents after Yusek Cabral had a phone call with Sec Vince. And I talked with Sec Vince about this being released to the public. And SecVince said he agrees. I thought that SecVince was going to release this to the public in September, and at the very least give it to the ICI and the Ombudsman. And I have been earnestly, sincerely giving a chance to SecVince to be the one to bring this to the public so that he can be the one credited, because I wouldn't be here now sharing this if not for SecVince. Thank you, SecVince, for giving me the material to release to the public, and how I wish it was SecVince that released this to the public. But I understand it's difficult because yung mga nasa listahan, ayaw nila lumabas ang listahan. But I thank SecVince for releasing it to me, and now I am releasing it to the public. Number 2, I showed the list to the ICI and the Ombudsman, and they said it was the first time that they saw it. But I showed it to them. So I kindly ask the media not to carry stories without giving context that I did show it to the ICI and the Ombudsman. It should not be said, why am I only doing this now after the death of Yusek Cabral? Because I showed this to the ICI and the Ombudsman in November. And only after that were there calls for it to be released, and eventually they were released to the ICI and the Ombudsman, or at least the Ombudsman. So I kindly ask the media not to be inaccurate and carry any story without a correct statement of facts that I showed this to the ICI and the Ombudsman in November. And furthermore, I kindly ask the media not to post any story that says, why did Leandro only talk about the Cabral list after the death of Yusek Cabral? Because I'm giving an advertisement here to ANC, but you can watch my interview on November 20. Ex-DPWH Yusek Cabral may know more than than Bernardo Bonoan over project insertions. So maybe the media could check who was the first person who said that Yusek Cabral knew more about the DPWH budget than anyone else and would be a valuable resource for the flood control investigations, and raised questions why she was not being used more as a resource in the flood control investigations. I long thought that she should have been the state witness, and if this was acted upon, how I wish that she did not lose her life last week. And I take exception to anyone who says that I'm only doing this after the death of Yusek Cabral. I was bringing attention to this while Yusek Cabral was alive, and the government was not acting on it. And, well, I've already said before, her family released a statement released to me by her lawyer that it was unfortunate that there was, in fact, a public shaming campaign on people whom cases were not even filed on. So I'm not yet getting to that point, but it's unfortunate that some of the public statements contributed to some of the unfortunate events last week. We should not be treating DPWH officials like Yusek Cabral that way when they have the information that can implicate the real people who are most responsible, who are the proponents of these DPWH projects. And I kindly ask the media not to post anything without adding the correct statement of facts. Again, I'm advertising here ANC. Leviste, ICI needs to look at who proposes infra projects. It will open new can of worms. Actually, those were the words of the media, not mine. But my laptop, in this picture, I showed to them the list of Yusek Cabral in November. And I said that this should be looked into by the ICI. The DPWH did not give the Cabral files when Yusek Cabral was still alive. I called for them to do so in November. I kindly ask Yusek Claire Castro to correct all of the inaccurate statements that she has made. But even if she does not, she will be made a fool